David, 1986 was your big year in terms of competition and you coming into prominence in the art form. But before 1986, the association with Charlie's Roots, I know the association is still on today.
Yeah.
But looking back at those years before 1986, I'm sure you have a lot of happy memories.
Oh yes, I started with Roots in 1981, and I was already a solo artist, freelancer and so on. So when I got into the band and Pelham was already making his records, I said, well, I make my records too. So we started to put our heads together and we started to come up with songs. And 86 was like it went a gel, really, you know.
At that period when you were with the Charlie's Roots, I guess you were not only thinking of yourself as a band vocalist, but knowing deep down that you are an artist. That's why the big coming out in 1986.
No, I was well known in Trinidad before 86 because I started to perform in Trinidad in 65. So 86 was my 21st year in the business.
What's the age, man?
I'm 42.
You're 42?
Yeah. I just take care of myself. That's all.
What's the secret, man? No gold blood, right?
No. See, when you make love to life, life loves you back, you know?
Boy, I'm telling you,
that's this guy. That's what an artist is about, making love to life, you know?
42 years of age. Yeah. Only believe that? 42 years of age, David Rudder.
So I've been in the business right now for 30 years, you know? So I was pretty well known coming through the 70s and so on as a solo artist. I actually came into Roots by accident because Tambo had lost his voice and they hired me as a freelance vocalist to fill in the gap, and I never left. So I was already making records before then, you know. So that was just a continuation, really.
86, the big year. Monarch, Road March, Young Kings?
Yeah. Road March first and second too.
Everything. Yeah. Everything happened for David Rudder that year. That was David Rudder's year.
Yeah.
But you have decided no more competition in the life of David Rudder. Mm-hmm. What prompted you to make that decision? And are you still keeping to that decision today and will continue to keep to that decision?
Yes, because you see, if I could have succeeded the way I have done today, without having to go into the competition, I wouldn't have been there in the first place. But after 21 years performing in Trinidad, you're seen as a band singer, a guy in a band, and it's like it's almost like a poor cousin, like, you know. So I realized that people are so engulfed in competition in the society. The society is based around that. So I decided, well, look, let me use this vehicle to actually get a wider recognition. So therefore, entering the first year in 86, winning everything, was like succeeding in my goal for that recognition. So it's now a question of moving on. You know, I see it as one step. Some people get into the cycle of the competition and it just goes around and around and try to win every year. And, you know, it's like a kind of a whole circle of, will they love me this year again and so on. But my vibe is, you know, art itself, you know, playing music for music's sake, you know.
In a circle of calypso and soca fanatics, like myself, we were talking and the point came up about the whole idea of carnival and the status of an artist. And the point was made that while a lot of folks tend to get wrapped up in the whole competition scenario, what they think is more important is that the artist should try to establish himself in such a way that he wouldn't really need the competition to keep him alive. That's and right. Then the whole question of Sparrow and Calypso Rose and stuff came in where when you look at it, they don't really need to make a tune for Carnival, but they're guaranteed work throughout the year all over the world. And that is the kind of aspiration that an artist should have.
But the system actually creates a sort of insecurity for the artist, you know. And Sparrow will come back into the competition simply because he might feel that if he doesn't go back, he will be forgotten. And he has to go back to win or to be there to sort of like, it's like Stalin said, part-time loving. So he has to go back to get his love annually, you know. And I luckily for me, I don't possess that sort of feeling because I'm committed to music, you know, and it has protected me quite well, you know.
Well, speaking of the mighty Sparrow, we're going to feature Sparrow right now. And he say something wrong with society, too much violence and corruption, they're gone mad.
Yeah, it's funny, he had two songs this year, Madness and Haiti. You know, it's ironic, you know, because like the two old titles of mine.
Yes, Matt, you got that right. 1980, 1990.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. What goes around comes around, I guess.
Actually, he mentioned that to me, you know, and he said, you know, I have 2 songs this year. One's called Madness and 80. So,
well,
Madness.
He's Madness. He's celebrating 60 years this year, July 9th. 40 years in the business.
Old warrior.
You got it. Here's the birdie. Eddie Marsh Gras, 1995.
People used to go in to sleep anytime, with the window open, no worries but crime. Because the burglarizers, the peeping toms and the mischief makers were all behind bars. Now the moderate gone up high and telling lie, like the crime wouldn't stop, don't care how we try. The realization is that the laws of the nation is in chaos and total breakdown. Rationality is no longer the norm. Might well be we need more social reform. Calypsonians do find in themselves in incessant sexual act, but allegations can't be used as fact. So not me, I ain't touching that. Something happened along the way. Self-respect seems to have little value. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. Something happened along the way when intellect cannot resolve an issue. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. Disrespect, contempt, decent people cannot cope. Even the judiciary losing hope in the battle against the crime and dope. This is make the case, here was paradise. No other place on earth was so nice. On land or sea or foam, once your neighbors string the belly here, you must come back home. Living was easy, now things get so tense. The reason is clearly too much violence. I said the wicked and the evil intimidates and terrorizes the decent people. Oh, when the oil and the other resources still doing well, Carnival, Calypso, still band, still weave a spell. But it's heartrending when you realize the fear you can't dispel. What was once a paradise nowadays is just a living hell. Something happened along the way. Dignity seems to be sick and forlorn. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. Something happened along the way. Integrity is all but over and done. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. Why we cast aside intelligence and abandon common sense with unprecedented violence, for which there is little defense. Hey, hey. This is madness. Oh God. The sorrow and the pain revealed in this song. By the things that I'm saying, I wish I was wrong. Because you must admit that it don't make sense to wash your dirty linen in public. Tell me where to hide it. Mama gives them to stop, so take this advice. It's time you wake up and open your eyes. Bring back the good old days. Let the Lord be praised and leave the devil and his wicked evil ways. Oh, the nation's youth must know they mustn't stop trying. Talk the truth to them and cut out the lying. Leaders must be circumspect and guidance must be shown. Youth must use the intellect for a happy future of their own. Something happened along the way, the unrighteous. Now is the rich and famous. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. Something happened along the way, your protective force. There's no example to us. This is madness, madness. This is madness, total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. The wickedness is widespread, babies don't be spared. Murderers cutting off head, and the citizenry running scared. Then the ordained cuddles the proud and profane. This is madness, madness. This is madness. This is madness. This is madness. Whoa! La, la, la. This is madness. Ah, la, 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 la. Hey, la, 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 la.
Well, you know, they always talk about Frank Sinatra, master of phrasing, but the mighty Sparrow ain't too bad himself, you know, a master, a boss, in all forms.
They say he has inspired all Calypsonians in some way, true?
Well, I won't doubt it at all. No, I won't doubt that.
The incomparable
He has
one.
influenced me. Yeah.
We'll be right back with more action. I can say that, right? I can take a break now?
Yes.
I'm permitted?
You're permitted.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
It's your time.